People love celebrity endorsements. Without the sage wisdom imparted onto us by paid celebrities, how else would we, with our feeble plebeian brains, know what products to buy? Delicious dragon fruit flavor today. This is bad, but this is my third one of these. It's not even midday, and this is my third large gamer sups with caffeine today, because I was like, I'm really tired and I just don't feel like working. So I was like, pound that shit, boy. The only more logical product endorsement would be if this contained cocaine, Kevin. You get a celebrity who has seemingly no connection to a product, or someone whose image runs completely counter to the product they're endorsing. And look, while I'd love to save it as a surprise entry for the end of this episode, obviously it was the first thing in everyone's mind when this episode started. Simon, you're part of the problem. I know, dude. He's gonna mention Keeps, where it's like regular sponsorship from Keeps, and they're all about keeping your hair. It's like, I missed the boat. Don't get me wrong, there is a mountain of scientific evidence showing that Keeps is both safe and effective at preventing hair loss. But why would we trust the endorsement of a man who is fully bald? Kevin, I'm not fully bald. I got plenty of hair on the sides. I got dense hair on the sides, Kevster. It's a befuddling decision, to say the least. Of course, maybe there is some logic to the endorsement. Simon can act as a cautionary tale like the ghost of Christmas future. His bald pate may serve as a grim reflection of the future that awaits those who don't take immediate action upon noticing the first signs of male pattern baldness. It's true, though. That's exactly what I say. It's like, if Keeps had been around 10 years ago, I'd be like, shit, I'd be on that Keeps, and I'd still have my glorious locks. So in that case, thank you, Simon, for demonstrating to our audience what they don't want to become. Yeah, I've got a friend of mine who's American, and I think this, like, hair loss, propecia sort of thing hit America a lot before it hit Europe, and his whole family, fully bald. I mean, not the women, but like his whole family line is fully bald. He's about my age. And he's like, yeah, dude, I would be 100% bald by now. But I've been on Propecia since I was like 7. And he has glorious hair. Anyway, Simon isn't the only person to engage in a somewhat confusing endorsement. So let's jump right in and look at some that make even less sense. Charmin. Charmin's a toilet paper, right? I've had issues with the toilet paper brand Charmin for over 20 years, not because there's anything wrong with their product, but because I was so annoyed by their choice of corporate mascot. Why would a toilet paper company use cartoon bears to sell their product? Yeah, why would they? Bears don't wipe their ass. When people want to indicate that you've asked a question to which the answer is an obvious yes, a common response will be, does a bear shit in the woods? Nobody has ever responded by asking, when a bear shits in the woods, does it use Charmin brand toilet paper? Oh my god, I'm just having a memory that maybe we had Charmin in the UK. Maybe we have it, and I feel like I saw cartoon bears advertise this when I was a kid. This could be one of those false memories. So if British people are like, what are you smoking, Simon? But British people, was this a thing? I vaguely remember this. Skincare routines usually start strong, don't they? And then they fall apart because, I don't know, it's a skincare routine. It's kind of hard, isn't it? But look, I've been using Geology for a little while now. I guess it's coming up on a month, and this one has stuck for me. It's easy to follow. They just make it super easy. There's nothing to worry about. You got these cards and everything. This one is the night routine, and then this one is the... Oh, this isn't a routine. This is just... Sorry, I thought I had the other routine card, but I don't. Look, Geology is where it's at. They make everything easy. Plus, everything is customized to my skin. I mean, for you, it'll be customized to your skin, not my skin, because that would be weird and wrong. It's just simple, effective products that actually work for you. I found my skin is smoother, it is less oily, no dark circles under the eyes, which, I don't know, father, young kids... You know, sometimes it's like I use one of those sleep tracking things, and it's like, you had effective sleep of 3 hours and 30 minutes last night. It's like, I know, I feel it. And my eyes show it, but not with Geology. They absolutely help out with that. They've got salicylic, it's a word, isn't it? Acid face wash, which keeps breakouts in check. The retinol night cream, great for those fine lines. Middle ages here. And it takes less than 2 minutes a day. If you're tired of wasting money on random skincare that doesn't work, try Geology. Head to geolog, geolog.ie/blaze70, because that's a bit of a nightmare, Geology. What's going on? Scan the QR code on the screen now and use code BLAZE70 to get 70% off your custom skincare starter set. That's a full month trial for how much? $12? Yes, please, and a free add-on of your choice. Thank you to Geology for sponsoring, and now back to today's episode. For that matter, the Charmin bears are barely anthropomorphized, dancing around in the woods completely naked. There's nothing to indicate that these bears or any others would actually use toilet paper. If you don't want to use a cartoon mascot, that's fine, but at least make your cartoon mascot something that actually use a proper bathroom instead of just pooping wherever they please. Wait, that literally means the only thing can be humans. Because as far as I'm aware, no other animals are out there like fucking wiping their ass with paper after they take a shit. But as infuriatingly little sense as the Charmin bears makes to me, they aren't nearly as bizarre as Charmin's 2010 decision to partner with Kim Kardashian. The company had an annual tradition of providing free public restrooms in New York City, going back to 2006 and happening at least as recently as 2017. That's a pretty cool thing to do, though I have a lot of questions about their official press release, which described the bathrooms as highly engaging and interactive. How is if I'm going to a bathroom that is interactive, something's gone wrong. If I saw that description in an online review of a public bathroom, I would 100% assume that it meant it had a glory hole. Which is probably not the vibe that Charmin was going for. Probably not, Kevster. Anyway, when the new toilets were unveiled and opened to the public in 2010, Kim Kardashian was hired to be the face of the event and to cut the ceremonial ribbon. Charmin's decision to hire her didn't seem to make any logical sense, and it has been confusing people ever since. Don't get me wrong, I totally get why she would agree to do this. Money? Kim was famous at the time, but she wasn't even close to being the billionaire that she is today. Kim Kardashian's not a billionaire, that's her sister, no? Even that's disputed whether she's a billionaire or not. Back then, she was willing to endorse pretty much anything that would pay her, and this was the same year that she did a commercial for Carl's Jr. I don't see, that's not so weird. They make burgers, right? Honestly, that might have been seen as an even more bizarre endorsement. Sure, their entire campaign at the time was just showing hot chicks eating burgers, but the CEO of Carl's Jr. said that Kim was so inept at trying to eat a burger that they rewrote the commercial and instead had her eat a salad instead. Who the f*** doesn't know how to eat a burger? Because apparently Carl's Jr. had salads too. Note that Paris Hilton had no such problems eating a burger in Carl's Jr. ads a few years earlier. Yeah, because it's eating a burger. It's not like, oh my god, Paris Hilton must have like genius IQ because she knows how to eat a burger. Whoa! That all said, there is only one reason I can think of for Kim having been chosen to endorse Charmin, even though she has built her fame into a billion-dollar enterprise. Come on, I don't believe that. Kim Kardashian. I'm gonna guess like 350 mil. Holy shit, Kim Kardashian is really a billionaire. She became a billionaire in 2021. How? Wait, what does she do? Both of critics and her admirers have described her as exemplifying the notion of famous for being famous. What has she done? Why is she worth 1.7 billion? Oh, she founded the shaping company Skims. Oh, okay. Well, congratulations to her. That's a shitload of money. The only reason she was famous in the first place was for having a big ass in a sex tape, though Raycon would really appreciate it if you didn't bring that up during any of their ad reads. There's all sorts of shit that sponsor companies, but it's like, don't mention this. And you're like, oh, I see why you wouldn't want me to mention that. Maybe Charmin thought that when people saw Kim Kardashian, their immediate association was with her ass. And so they hoped consumers would associate that ass with their toilet paper.
That booty just too fine.
I mean, yeah, if you that's insane. Even if that's what they thought, that's insane. Crocs. Crocs are notorious for being some of the ugliest shoes you can possibly buy. In fact, a survey from 2023 found that they were the most hated fashion trend, even more hated than Uggs. I had a pair of Crocs, they weren't even Crocs. I just wanted a pair of like outside shoes that if I was like popping out to the car or something, I could just keep by the front door and just, slide on and just, without having to risk getting my inside shoes muddy. And I had this pair of Crocs that I bought in a supermarket. They were like fake Crocs for like, I don't know, probably the equivalent of like $3 or something. And they were outside like the whole winter, everything was fine. I'd just slip them on, I'd have my socks on, it'd be fine, it'd be great, like little outdoor shoes. $3. And then summer came around, and are my feet growing? And it turned out, no, the shoes are just getting cooked in the sun every day and shrinking, and they ended up tiny. Uggs suck though. I think they're just so ugly. But as ugly as the shoes may be, people still buy them because they're considered to be extremely comfortable. Yeah, am I gonna wear Crocs out and about? Fuck no. Am I gonna wear them in my house? Sure. When it comes to shoes, it seems you could justify pretty much any celebrity endorsement. After all, everybody wears shoes. Sure, you'll probably want athletes endorsing your sneakers and models endorsing high heels or something like that, but in general, there's no celebrity that would be inherently weird as a spokesperson for shoes. But what makes this ad so bizarre isn't the celebrity, it's the commercial itself. Enter John Cena, one of many... Oh no, my teleprompter just went back to the beginning.
Okay, I gotta go back and read it. Okay, I gotta go back and read it.
One of many celebrities who has endorsed Crocs over the years, along with the likes of Drew Barrymore and Post Malone. And hey, maybe Cena loves the comfortable breathability that Crocs claim to provide. If that's the case, maybe that's what the commercial he starred in should have been about. Instead, Crocs featured Cena in a commercial in which he talked about being bullied as a kid. It was a heartfelt story about how kids used to pick on him, so he asked his dad if he could start working out. By the time he reached high school, he'd turned himself into the John Cena that you recognize today, and his now intimidating physique was enough to keep the bullies from giving him a hard time. And that's it. That was the whole story. So remember, kids, violence is always the answer.
I will enter you.
Wait, what does that even have to do with shoes? He doesn't even... And at the end, and that's where I wear Crocs. While people enjoy heartwarming stories about their favorite celebrities overcoming childhood adversity, as much as that adversity existed on the mean streets of affluent West Newbury, Massachusetts, it does leave me asking a question: what the f*** does any of this have to do with Crocs? Crocs are considered to be extremely inappropriate shoes to wear while working out, so they don't even tie into Cena's story at all. Unless the implication of their ad campaign was supposed to be, people absolutely will kick your ass when they see you wearing these shoes, so you better prepare yourself. I have no idea what on earth they were going for here. That's very unsatisfying. It's like no one knows. It's just it's just stupid. Victoria's Secret. I thought for the longest time it was Victoria's Secret, which makes no sense. I don't know. It's Victoria's Secret, of course it is. I appreciate a good bit, and I'm willing to go exceedingly far for a joke. And perhaps that's all this particular endorsement was, but it certainly raises the question of who the hell the joke was intended for. Victoria's Secret's target demographic is girls age 18 to 30, with products aimed at younger girls as well. Younger than 18? Doesn't Victoria's Secret sell, like, lingerie? Bruh. The average age of a Victoria's Secret model is also about 23, though some of the most high-profile and famous ones tend to all be in their 30s. Regardless, they haven't been targeting the boomer crowd since, well, ever. By the time Victoria's Secret was founded in 1977, boomers were already aging out of their target demographic. And when you think of celebrities that endorse Victoria's Secret, it's almost entirely women that have modeled for them. People like Tyra Banks, Naomi Campbell, and Bella Hadid. You know who you're not going to think of when you think of women's lingerie? Aging folk rock artist Bob Dylan. What? The year was 2004 and Bob Dylan was 63 years young. For reasons, is Bob Dylan still alive? God, he'd be 80. Yeah, he's definitely still alive. I feel like I'd know if Bob Dylan was dead. And he's only 83. Bob Dylan is 83, still alive. For reasons that seem impossible to explain, he was hired by Victoria's Secret to star in one of their new commercials. Nearly all of Dylan's fans would have aged well out of the target demographic for Victoria's Secret by this point, which makes him a bizarre choice for the endorsement. But even if he had a lot of younger fans, it still would have been pretty weird. Models selling lingerie makes sense. The commercials tacitly imply that if you buy the company's lingerie, you can look smoking hot just like their models. But a commercial in which a wrinkly old grandpa says, "How would you teenage girls like to buy some lingerie?" does not seem to have the same commercial appeal. This is so fucking bizarre. Obviously, that's not what Dylan actually said in the commercial, but he was still singing one of his songs, but it's still weird. The only possible justification I can come up with for this collaboration was that it was meant as a joke based on something he said in an interview back in 1965. Of course, anybody old enough to remember a comment made in 1965 wouldn't be shopping at Victoria's Secret, so it still doesn't make a lot of sense. Oh, Kevin, you're being ageist. Anyway, Dylan was very much against selling out and advertising products for a large portion of his career. In the 1965 interview, he said that the only way it'd ever sell out was for women's undergarments. Victoria's Secret didn't exist back then, but if some other lingerie company got him to do an advertisement for him that same year, that would have been a pretty big win for them and really funny. But to do it 40 years later is just weird and a little bit creepy. I can't believe it's not butter. For most of you watching, there is probably only one name you can associate with the product. I can't believe it's not butter. No. For me, it was always cows. There were cows in the adverts, and they were like, weren't the cows in the adverts? And they were like, I can't believe it's not butter.
I better know what you do like.
I can't believe it's not butter. Can you?
Like, the cows were experts on tasting butter for some reason. It's weird. That's what I remember about. That's all I remember about the commercials for I Can't Believe It's Not Butter. And that is Fabio. Okay, who the fuck is Fabio? Fabio served as the official spokesman for the product from 1994 until 2016. Before then, Fabio was best known for his modeling work on the cover of trashy romance novels. Oh, this is ringing bells. I feel like I've made a video about Fabio. Isn't there something about him in a roller coaster? Was he on a roller coaster for some reason? And that's exactly what the company wanted to play into. The commercials were largely just over-the-top parodies of romance novels, and honestly, they were pretty entertaining. Fabio's done a surprising amount of great comedy work, and the playfulness and complete self-awareness with which the commercials were made helped propel the company into becoming a household name. But Fabio wasn't the only celebrity to endorse the product during that time period. When you think of a butter alternative, what kind of celebrity endorsement would you want? Seeing as the point of the product is that it's theoretically supposed to be healthier than butter, you'd probably want someone known for being in peak physical condition or a paragon of healthy living. Instead, I Can't Believe It's Not Butter went a completely different route. In 2006, the company decided to seek an endorsement from a 56-year-old man who was incoherent, mostly deaf, and had done mountains of narcotics that people like you and I may never even heard of. Are we talking about Ozzy Osbourne? Ozzy Osbourne! I nailed it! Oh my god, I do know pop culture. I am, of course, talking about the Prince of Darkness himself, Ozzy Osbourne. The ad featured Ozzy and a clone of Ozzy, the existence of which they didn't even attempt to explain, watching a TV cooking show and baking fairy cakes together. One of them went to the fridge to get the butter, but he exclaimed that he couldn't tell the difference between the butter and the I Can't Believe It's Not Butter. Both products were very clearly labeled, and it was generic TV butter, so it was just a giant 3-pound block with the words butter in massive typeface. But of course, Ozzy couldn't tell the difference between them. After a lifetime of drugs, he's not exactly known for his mental acuity or even for being vaguely aware of his surroundings. Hell, in the commercial, he didn't even realize he was baking fairy cakes, and he and his clone were both very upset when they heard the TV say that.
Fairy cakes! I'm the Prince of Darkness, I'm doing rock cakes. Yeah, me too, man.
They could have put the butter next to a freshly baked peach cobbler, and I doubt it'd have been able to tell the difference between those either. Ozzy isn't the only aging rocker to have been bought out by the butter or butter substitute industry, though. In 2008, a 52-year-old John Lydon. Lydon? Who the fuck's John Lydon? Better known as Johnny Rotten from the Sex Pistols. Oh, there you go. He was paid $8 million to appear in a commercial for Country Life Butter. Well, fuck me, $8 million for one commercial? Shit, dude. That's a lot more than I get paid for talking about gamer subs, I'll tell you that much. gamersubs.gg/plays. Why on earth would they want a punk rock anarchist to endorse their product is beyond me, but John was quite clear why he did it. The money he was paid was enough to start his own record company and publish the new album that he'd been working on, New Super Mario Bros. 2. Nintendo has had a lot of celebrity endorsements over the years, whether it was Serena Williams promoting Wii Sports because of its tennis minigame, Robin Williams promoting The Legend of Zelda because he loved the game so much that he named his daughter after them, or Seth Rogen promoting Donkey Kong because he liked to get high and play video games. Legends. I like that a lot. There has been no shortage of celebrities to throw their weight behind Nintendo products. But of all these endorsements, the only one that stuck out to the people as strange was Penelope Cruz endorsing the new Super Mario Bros. 2 on the Nintendo 3DS. And look, maybe Penelope is a huge fan of Nintendo games. I have no idea. Gaming is not something she's known for, though, and there's no obvious connection between a Spanish actress and an Italian plumber. The commercial itself is pretty boring, mostly just featuring Penelope mumbling to herself while playing the game. Allegedly. Anyway, it certainly looks like she's just randomly mashing buttons, with the camera occasionally cutting to a hand model showing off actual gameplay. After dying in the game and having to start over, Penelope was then challenged by her sister, Monica Cruz, to race in a level. Monica won, and the commercial ended with Penelope at an outdoor market in a full Mario costume, complete with moustache, asking the grocer for a mushroom. This is some avant-garde shit. It's weird to say the least, but at least her cosplay wasn't nearly as offensive as our final entry of the day, Popchips. What the fuck are Popchips? Isn't Popchips, or presumably Pop Crisps in the UK, your favourite brand of potato chips ever? I have no idea what this is. I don't think we have Pop Crisps, or Pop Chips for that matter. What's that? You've literally never heard of this product before? Well, neither had I. Oh, thank God. This is just another episode of Kevin calling out Simon for his lack of knowledge about basic shit. Neither had I until I discovered a 2012 advertisement featuring Ashton Kutcher that was pulled from the internet almost immediately after being published on account of being grotesquely offensive. On the surface, having Ashton endorse potato chips, or any other snack food really, makes total sense. He's most famous for his role on that 70s show where the characters would frequently all get high and eat snacks while talking about whatever. Didn't one of those guys... Didn't he get convicted of, like, R-word? Can't say it on YouTube, they'll demonetize me. That 70s show. Well, I can type the word, can't I? Dude, 30 years to life. That's holy shit. You're a big criminal. That's so much time. I don't even know what he did, other than R-word. Wow, Jesus Christ, that guy's in prison forever. What a loser. Meanwhile, Ashton Kutcher, you're like, I don't see him in that many movies anymore. No, he doesn't really. Acting's not Ashton Kutcher's main thing. Ashton Kutcher's a businessman. Like, he just invests in companies and is mad rich. That's Ashton Kutcher's thing. It's not the decision to hire Ashton that's so bizarre. It's the commercial that everybody thought was going to be okay that was the issue. The ad is a parody of an online dating site, though it honestly plays out more like those old dating videos people would make, I think in the 1970s. The word dating, but what the fuck is that? I've seen the whole video dating thing in TV shows before. What? But it was well before my time, so I have no idea when that was actually popular. I've never seen this. Regardless, that was the format of this commercial. In it, Ashton played multiple different characters. There was a hippie named Nigel, a tatted up southerner named Swordfish, sick name, and a male Paris Hilton clone named Daryl. At the end of the commercial, Ashton came out as himself, commenting on how weird all the people in the waiting room were. But there was one other character played by Ashton in this commercial, and that's what makes the decision by everyone involved to go ahead and shoot this thing so bizarre. The final character was a Bollywood producer named Raj, and yes, Ashton appeared in brownface and did a fake stereotypical Indian accent for the commercial. Dude, this was not a good idea. In the year of our Lord, 2012, everybody making this commercial thought it was a totally acceptable thing to do. That's obviously bad, like really bad. But do you want to know the strangest part? They got Ashton Kutcher to come out and endorse their product, and at no point did they even talk about Popchips in the commercial. The entire thing was 90 seconds long, and Popchips only appeared on screen for about 5 seconds.
These are the Bombay.
It's super bizarre. And that's the end of today's episode. Thanks for being here. Holy shit, I just scrolled and I hit the right place immediately.